I thought that was fucking late stoppage, if anything. I'm just glad that I was able to stay composed and like not him to the back of the head because he was not getting out of that position. There was zero force, from his appendages, from his arms to get out of it. Like I had him
Hmm.
trapped. It was just a matter of when the ref was going to stop it.
Hello, everyone. Christopher de Santiago with MMA Islander. Today, we're joined by one of the top prospects in America. We have on the party time man, Wes Schultz, who's coming off an impressive victory at LFA 174 over the weekend. Wes, how's it going today?
Going good, Chris. How about yourself?
Going all good, man. We got some fights this weekend. Can't complain about it. Uh, how's everything been since the victory on over the weekend?
Pretty good. Just catching up on work stuff. Got to take some time off. Week of the fight. Leading up to it, and so then things have been busy the
Yeah,
last week
was
since then.
Was fight week dramatic for you at all with the weight miss and everything like that?
Um, Not particularly. My weight cut went pretty well. There was like I think there was like a little like fluid bug going around like the Midwest. Like I feel like everyone in the grandma got sick. I caught something like the week before, which kind of worried me. But my plan was to sweat and not eat that week anyways. So I mean, it didn't change anything.
Do you think it helped you in your weight cut?
I mean, it definitely made it easier.
Yeah,
My stomach was already shrunk from not eating, so it was easy to just keep that
for
going
sure.
for the week.
hmm I just want to talk to you about your last fight. You got the head kick, and then you got the ground and pound finish. How'd you feel about your performance overall?
I liked it. I was we were ready for that overhand, and with I was able to block that a few times. I got the last time I fought for LFA, I got tagged right off the bat. And I got my nose broke, and then that sucked fighting the next 15 minutes with that. So I definitely just wanted to work on being comfortable on my feet, uh, being able to like read my opponent and then decide what I want to do from there. And I thought that head kick was going to be open just from film, but like people are always working on new stuff, and the person you get in the cage with might be a completely different fighter than the person that you were watching on film. Even just like a few months can change someone's fighting style when they haven't been doing it that long. That guy's, I think he's only been fighting like 2 3 years. So people are always getting better and changing what they do between fights.
Do you think his game plan was to go for the knockout? Because I feel like he was loading up on his big power shot. He couldn't find it. He kind of started off the fight aggressive. Is that something that you were kind of expecting from him to try to knock you out early?
Yeah, I mean he's a powerhouse, and then he'll go for like doubles and stuff, like big slamming takedowns if the hands don't go his way. And I was ready for that too. And that's actually what he resorted to once I kicked him. He got back up, which I'd seen in his prior fights. Him get wobbled but then come back and win. So I really wanted to not rush in there. And I definitely got a little too excited when it was a big uppercut. And I think I hit him with it, but didn't put him down. And then he drove me back across the cage. And then we started scrambling and I wound up on top.
hmm In those positions where you can go for a submission, like I saw that you went for a Kimura momentarily, but then you kind of abandoned it. You chose position. So is choosing position over submission something that's difficult for you to choose between? Because obviously you got the threat of the submission or you got the controlling power of the position.
Well, that Kimura, I really wanted to put him to his back with that. I didn't really think I was gonna get that, but I didn't kick him over with my leg. We were working on that Kimura right in the locker room right before we went out because I knew that he was doing a lot of high crotches, and that Kimura lock's a good way to get out of those. But yeah, I fucked up. I should have threw a butterfly hook him and flipped him over.
Mhm.
But luckily, he was still dazed, so I was able to scramble up on top anyways.
Gotcha, gotcha.
I really didn't want to get lifted, especially when I had him rocked. I didn't want to get fucking planted on my head. He's a
Mhm.
big, strong guy.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I want to talk about the stoppage. There was kind of some criticism from Gilbert Melendez and obviously Maurice Morris after the fight. But you got him down to the ground. You landed. So from what I counted, it was like 40 unanswered shots,
Yeah.
and you put him away. But obviously he complained after the fight about it being an early stoppage. What was your reaction to all of his hoopla?
I thought that was a fucking late stoppage, if anything. I'm just glad that I was able to stay composed and like not hit him to the back of the head. That was my thing. He was kind of like turning his head like fuck, like I didn't want to fuck up and like have us restart because he was not getting out of that position. There was zero force, from his appendages, from his arms to get out of it. Like I had him
Mhm.
trapped. It was just a matter of when the ref was going to stop it.
For sure. And when you're delivering those punches, do you kind of feel in your head like, hey, how much more do I need to do to, get the referee to stop it?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to. I thought I still had a good amount of time in the round, but I still didn't want to like forget to breathe and like hit them too hard too many times and then have them not stop and then be like, like tire myself out hitting them. Uh, I was waiting for him for probably the last 10 strikes. I was thinking, when's this guy like
When's it coming?
when's he coming in? But yeah, then I had a coworker. I had to work the next day. He's like, yeah, man, they were hating on your punches on the stream. I was like, get the fuck out of here. No, they wouldn't. I went back and watched. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like,
I he was very vocal after the fight. Was it kind of awkward being in the cage with him and he was
yeah,
complaining and
that was
shouting out, "Oh, really stop it?"
that was
Was it kind of
fucking
awkward?
yeah. That's always awkward when that happens. Like you, I feel like there's never like any in between. Either dudes are like going for like bro hugs after fights, or they're like pissed.
What's the most awkward moment you've had post fight?
My first pro fight, the guy was saying he didn't tap too. Um, well, this was a TKO. This wasn't a tap. But yeah, my first fight, uh, it was like a really quick. I took him down. Dude held on to a guillotine. I just got him on flow and then clearly tapped. And yeah, there was like a whole thing for like I think the fight was like 30 seconds, and then I was in the cage for like 5 minutes while they were like figuring out everything. And
I
that
believe
that was like
Maurice.
heated too.
Yeah, I believe Maurice said after the fight too. I didn't tap him, but I
Yeah, it's
mean
like,
that's
well,
not the way it works in
yeah.
MMA. And then you said that you had to go to work the next day. Where do you work?
I bartended a couple places down in Milwaukee.
Oh, nice, man, nice.
Yeah.
Is it kind of hard to balance, bar life and fighting?
Well, not really because and that's why I do it too. Like I was working for the county for a while doing like maps and stuff, GIS. That's why I got my degree in. But having a day job, I just don't think is I want to say is conducive a word. I think it is tough to do when you're fighting, especially like looking at a screen all day. Your body's like sluggish and stuff. Then you got to get up, go practice for like 3 4 hours. That sucks. Like I'd rather get up. First thing I do in the day is go practice. Give it my best, and then at night, whatever I have left, I can bartend with. So that's why I do that because it works with my training schedule so well.
Hmm. Uh, with it working so well, do you kind of even have the temptation to go full time MMA in the next few years, or no?
Not really. Even if I was like making good money with an organization, that like money goes fast nowadays. But to just like be saving that up in an account somewhere and have like, even if I'm just working a few days a week to like cover most of my bills, like my rent and stuff, gym fees, that goes a long way. And you can only get so much training in, like maybe like twice a day. And what are those, like 1 to 2 hour sessions maybe? You have a lot of time for rest and recovery, and making drinks ain't that hard.
Hmm. What's the biggest tip you've made from bartending?
Fuck. One guy, I had one guy tip me like $250.
Wow.
He's like, "What's
Hey,
your
I
Venmo?"
gotta get into
I was like,
bartending.
yeah, I was like, why? I was like, why? And then he's like, "Did you?" I was like, what the fuck, man?
Like I'm in the
We're
wrong
going to the fucking
profession.
strip club after this.
Awesome, man. And what's your drink of choice as a bartender? Like, what's your favorite drink?
Oh man, I love myself a good old Milwaukee.
Ooh, nice. What is that? I'm from Texas, so I don't
That is
know
like
anything.
an old fucking beer. It's like
Nice, man.
I think you get like a 30 rack of it for like $16.
Uh-huh. You hammered your opponent in the fight. Did you get hammered after the fight? I
Oh
know your nickname is Party Time,
yeah,
so I gotta ask you that.
big time. I went to school like when I was south of the Twin Cities in Rochester for a year. And so I had a bunch of old college teammates there, and it was nice seeing them. Uh so yeah, we went out and yeah, we had a good time in the casino, played a lot of blackjack. Didn't lose all my money that I won, which was nice.
Awesome, man. And so, are you like a big gambler, or is it kind of just special occasions?
Yeah, not really, but like shit, if I'm in the casino, I'll play some freaking blackjack. Like, why not? Especially if
Uh-huh.
they have like cheaper tables.
For
Like,
sure,
I'm not
man. For
playing like $30, $40 a hand table. Like, fuck that, man.
sure.
Like
You ever want
four
to?
bad hands, you're down your rent, man. Like,
Yeah. You ever want to play blackjack with Dana White someday?
I don't think I could afford. I don't think I could ever gamble with him, man. That's like, I need some serious cash to do that. I think he's like kicked out of casinos. I'm pretty sure. I think a
Yeah.
lot of them. He's too good at it.
And then you started the year off with a win. Want to know in 2024, how many fights would you like to get this year?
I'd like to get at least three. So two more, four more would be sweet. I wanted to do four last year. I had one a year ago that same weekend up in Mystic Lake, lost that one. Then I won one in May. And then I had to take the rest of the year off. Just nothing came up, which sucked only getting two in last year. But I'm hoping maybe one more on the regional scene, then maybe like contender series and the fall. Like, I don't know if they call me. If not, just keep pounding away, see what LFA's got for me. Any other promotions too. Like, I'm on a multi-fight contract with anyone, so free
Mhm.
agent.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk to you about that as well. As a regional fighter, I saw that PFL bought out Bellator a few months back. I've heard mixed reviews about that big move. I've heard people say that it's less choices for fighters to go to now. Where do you kind of stand on the PFL and Bellator purchase, and do you feel like it's good for the sport?
Well, I think it's together they're definitely more competitive than they would separately. Like, I could see people actually buying this PFL pay-per-view. I think they had pay-per-views before, but where they sell 10, 15,000. But the champs versus champs, like, I think that's gonna be, I think they'll actually like make some money off it. And if they don't sell that many, there'll still be people streaming it. Maybe more people will steal it, but I think people will definitely be watching. Like, that's a good card. I don't know if you've seen it, but that's like
Yeah, it's a
even
good
like the
card.
non-champ versus champ cards, like Thiago Santos and
You
Yoel
will.
Romero. Like, that's a sweet fight.
Yeah, for sure. And I saw that Vadim Nemkov, Bruno Caballoza. I mean, a lot of great fights being made. Is that something that like PFL? Is that something that kind of interests you in the future, or is it more so UFC or bust for you?
I'm definitely uh, going, trying to go move in the direction of the UFC, but I mean, I'm down to wherever the river of life takes me.
Mm-hmm. And outside of fighting, talking about that river of life, man. What are some of the things that you like to do outside of the fight game? Some of your hobbies outside of bartending, like what do you like to do on the regular basis?
Like fishing. Um, like video games is a good way to stay out of trouble. So I do play a lot of video games. I mean, if
Nice.
if you're in your house, like playing fucking Age of Empires or something, GTA, you're not out and about. Like, that's a great way to save money and just stay out of trouble. So I try to do that as much as I can. Um, I like hunting in the fall, deer hunting, although it's like a very like Midwestern deer hunting. It's not it's not like an episode like Meat Eaters or something with fucking backpacking out and that you just hang out with your family, you know, hammering beers and then in the morning slogging on out to your blind and hoping something walks by you.
Gotcha, gotcha. And I gotta ask you, as a gamer, PlayStation or Xbox more, or are you a PC guy? Because that could also be a thing.
I've been an Xbox guy most of my life, but I got a
This
PC.
interview's over. Thanks, guys. No, I'm kidding. No.
I got a PC that last year, and I love it. Is like just the amount of games that you have to choose from is blows like anything console out of the water, I feel.
Uh-huh.
But I mean,
Uh,
there's still certain titles I prefer on my Xbox. Like if I'm playing Red Dead, like I'm on my Xbox or
you're a big fan of Red
anything
Dead
like,
too?
oh yeah, hell yeah, Red Dead 2. Well, I think the first one's probably better, but the second one's sweet
I
as
feel like
well.
it's like once you play the second one and then you go back to the first one's not as good. Like it was to me back in the day. But after like, playing the beauty that is the second one, I can't really go back to the first one, you know?
Yeah, I don't like how their online has I think their online's like really like mission orientated and stuff. This is like, dude, Red Dead Online back in the day. It's just crazy shit. There's so much more crazy shit going on, I feel.
Hmm. For sure,
That's just
man.
my personal preference. I would like RTS games, man. Like shit, Age of Empires 2 is making a comeback. Big time. Re they came out with like a definitive edition like 2019. And I think that originally came out in like 1999. And it's got like a jump and lively community. Like people make
Mhm.
legit money streaming that on YouTube, which is like kind of nuts. Like what other nearly what 25-year-old games are people doing that with?
Mhm. I gotta ask you, how many crimes have you committed on Red Dead Redemption 2?
Oh man, too many. Dude, when I finished the campaign of that, I definitely had the low honor finish.
Oh, you didn't get the deer at the end. You got the wolf
No,
or
yeah, I
whatever.
got smoked. He
That's
did not.
hilarious,
I
man.
did not get the sunset view. Not even close.
Dang, poor Arthur Morgan.
Yeah, it didn't end well for him.
Awesome, man. Well, I believe it will end well for you as you got the win this year, man. You're wanting to get three more fights in. I think that's all the questions I have. I just wanted to thank you again for the time. Is there anything that you want to say to the fans out there watching?
Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully I'll be back 2 or 3 more times this year. I love all your Elvis stuff in the background too.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I gotta.
I would when I was a little kid, I'd go as Elvis every freaking year for Halloween. I have the jumpsuit and everything. I fucking love Elvis.
Nice, man. What's your favorite song by him?
Um,
Hate to put you on the
Suspicious
spot. Yeah.
Mind. Suspicious
Yes,
Mind.
that's a good one
The
for sure,
orchestra
man.
version. It's fantastic.